So last time we got a lot of stuff blocked in and got our road set up. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to do some foliage. I've gotten these wire tree frames from JTT Scenery Products. I grabbed them from my local Hobby Lobby and I'm going to test them out. They're just basically a wire frame with a little bit of simulated foliage on them. They're all kind of small, should be about right for the scale. I've also got some plastic tree frames for more detailed trees to make them look a little bit larger. I'm going to be putting down the turf on the hillsides, and take a look right here. We've got a little bit of this turf already started. We're going to be putting that down, grass and a little bit of dirt for ground cover to make it appear as though there's grass growing. It's what I've done is I've chopped up moss that I got in little bags in the floral section of the Dollar Tree. I got regular green moss and some brown Spanish moss that I've chopped up in the blender and blended up into a very fine powder. This has actually been my favorite part of the whole thing, even better than doing all the messy plaster work. Well, let's get to it. All right. Okay, so first we're going to do a little test area with the ground cover and see how it turns out. I like the way it went, so I'm going to go ahead and finish out the area, block it in with the Mod Podge, and sprinkle the ground up moss over it. Now we're doing the dirt areas where the hillside is covered in a little bit of dirt and slight vegetation, old things, and going in around the buildings and getting the back hillside ready for its dirt and ground covering. Now that the Mod Podge is set up, we'll vacuum off the excess and store it away for later use. It wasn't quite as thick as I wanted it to be after the first layer, so I went back in and sprinkled in some watered down PVA glue and added some more texture to the surface. Now we're going to cover this hillside in the Mod Podge and do the same thing with the surface texturing. Now these are the JTT Scenery Products wire foliage branches in light green, the 60-piece pack that I picked up for $10.99 at my local Hobby Lobby. They're about as good as what you pay for with them. Here we're just test placing a few of them and just getting a few the way that we want them to look. Alright, now we're taking out a Dremel tool and placing the wire trees into some small holes that I've made in the mountainsides, and just trying to fill in the gaps, trying to make it kind of foresty looking. Okay, as you can see, I wasn't happy with the way the trees looked. They didn't have enough foliage on them, and so I grabbed some PVA glue and then just dipped them in some ground coverings and foam and sprinkled a little bit of my ground up moss on them to give them a little fuller feel. Alright everybody, that's all for this time. We've gotten a lot done. We've got these trees done in here. I've went back in and redone some of these trees. It's been and a quick dry brushing and some more highlights on the still exposed rocks. It's been a good session on this one. I started on it yesterday. Had to let a lot of stuff dry overnight before I could do the vacuuming of the clippings over top of the glue to get that nice and cleaned up. So I think next time we'll start on detailing up the roads. We'll do the lines, do more explosions in them, get the glue and the excess grass cleaned off of there, and hopefully I'll have some more buildings ordered by then so that we don't have to postpone the next episode too long. Or, I mean, if I do, I'll just do something else in between. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Silent footsteps fall on a long, unbroken road. Two tortured souls travel to lands unforetold. Lies bind them together, lending them peace to hold. A light at the end of the road guides them home. These soldiers of fortune, these soldiers in shame, these soldiers die in the hell